lovelies! Welcome back to my channel and I hope you've all had an amazing day. Today we are back and playing some more Dress to Impress, and today we are just doing some normal rounds with no crazy challenges and just seeing how many stars we can get. We are getting closer and closer to top model, which is really crazy to say because it felt like so long away, but we're only 3,500 stars away now. So once we reach top model, we will receive this really cute silk robe, which I am really excited to get. Of course, our ultimate goal is Supernova, which is 100,000 stars, but we are just slowly working towards that. We'll get there eventually, it just takes time. If you do enjoy Dress to Impress content, please make sure you do subscribe. It really helps me out and it means you'll never miss another upload from me again. But without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so we have just hopped into a master server and the theme is Wild West. So I'm going to turn my speed up and I'm going to put my ears on. And it looks like people are arguing in chat about messy layering, so I'm just going to stay out of that one. Our face, I'll go for this. I know I've been using these two faces so much recently, but I've just really been enjoying them. And then for the hair, I'm going to go for this. This, again, if you've seen any of my recent videos, this is my absolute favorite combo at the moment. I'm going to go for this just over the face. Then I'll go for maybe this Glinda hair and these bangs. And then maybe I'll throw this one on top. I think this is kind of cute. And I think we'll go for brunette. Why not? Let's go for that, and then we'll go for this and this, this and this, and then for this hair we can only choose one, so we'll just go for that. I think that looks cute. And then for the hat we have a few options. We can either use the one that came with the Wild West set, or we can go for this one. Personally, I think I prefer this one. Maybe, I don't know. We can always change it around afterwards. I'm gonna add this while I'm here. I'm gonna add these for the little flower, and I'm gonna hop in here. I feel like it's so easy to fall into the trap of just taking everything from the Wild West set on this theme, but I literally only use the top and then this sometimes, and the belt obviously because the belt is just stunning. But for the rest of the items, I don't know, I tend to go for other things. I'm gonna maybe layer both the hats together. And then I'm going to do my favorite pattern combo. I'm going to add these, and then I'm also going to add these, and then let's layer a bunch of stuff on there. So we'll add this for some extra detailing. This top would actually work really well here, I think, if we change this to just this jacket. And then I think if we took the jewelry off of here, and if we took the body chain off, I think that actually works really well. Let's start coloring. I don't know what color theme I want to go for. I might just go boring and go for brown, but it's fine. I'm going to rotate this downwards a little bit, and then for this one I'm going to rotate this as well, and I'm going to have that like that. Maybe I've never layered both of these together before, so I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm gonna lighten this one a little bit, and that doesn't make what I want silky. Let's keep that default, never mind. Let's keep that default, and then for the little star we can make that golden, and then for this one we'll just add a little golden band. Maybe we'll make that brown to blend. I feel like I might hate that, but we really don't have time. I feel like it needs to be the same shade of brown, right? It needs to be darker. I don't know about that one. Well, we need to get a move on. I'm gonna make this brown, and then this can be brown, and then the undershirt can be this pattern, and we'll make that silky. And then the accessories can be this kind of golden color. And then for the pants, they can be a slightly lighter brown. So we'll do that and make those denim, I guess. We'll do that, and then we'll add some lighter brown pieces everywhere. We'll do that, and then add some kind of champagne there. And then for these, we'll make these denim, and they can be the same color of brown. Nice. And then we'll add these lighter pieces, and then we'll add the champagne there and there. And then for this one, we can make this dark color. And then for these, I literally just want the flower, and I want to make that like a nice little beige flower. And then for the necktie, I want some more of that beige color there as well. We are looking pretty boring. We don't really have any patterns going on, so I do want to change that. We also don't have shoes, so let's just throw these on, I guess. make them dark brown. And we don't really have a ton of time, but I guess we could add the Supernova corset. I can find it in time. I've got 20 seconds. Let's do this, and then let's add this pattern in here and make that light silk, and then we can add some more of this lighter color in here as well. We'll do that and that and that, and then I think this is okay for our first look. So this one isn't Wild West. I'm assuming they are AFK, so I'm just gonna vote them a 1. And then we have this one. I like the usage of this top. The pants, I know they're really difficult to layer properly. I'm gonna go for a 3. I like that it's different. I like that it's not just the standard Wild West that everybody usually does. Then we have this one. This is super cute as well. I love the usage of the denim on the top, and the face is stunning. I'm gonna go for a 4 for this one. And then we have this one. Again, beautiful. I appreciate anybody who can style the male body and do it well, so I'm gonna give this one a 4 as well. And then we have this one. Loving the cow print. This can get a 4 too. And the face, again, stunning. Love this. And I love the use of the new alphabet hair here as well. And then we have this one. I'm loving the color theme. I love the red hair and I love the face. I'm just not too sure on this piece in the center, so I'm gonna go for a 3. I feel like that's just a personal thing though. I just have this thing with this chest piece. I just don't like it, but that's just me. Ooh, this is pretty. I love the use of the leather textures here. I'm going to give this one a 4. And again, face, stunning. There's no patterns, but I feel like she's used the textures well enough that she didn't need any patterns. And this is ours. We do look pretty basic, but it's our first game on, so that's my excuse. I do think we look quite cute though. And this was a podium. We placed 2nd. I'm gonna say thank you in the chat. We came 2nd with 22 stars, which I will take quite happily. Again, super basic look, but I think it's cute. I quite like it. So we'll take everything off and get ready for the next round. The last video I did the challenge where you couldn't see the theme. So it is so refreshing just being able to play and know what I'm doing. That was so stressful. There was some themes where I really thought I knew what it was. And so I went all in, and then when it came to the runway, I was completely off. But that was a super fun video. If you want to go see that, that is up on my channel already. And the next theme is Pumpkin Patch Picnic. So I think I'll go for this face. Again, I'm sorry, I'm alternating between the 2 same faces, but I like them. I'm sorry. I'll find another 2 faces to obsess over next week. But these are the 2 in rotation right now, and nobody is changing my mind on that. I'm gonna go for this but with no bangs, and I'm gonna go for this but only bangs, and then I'm gonna go for this but only bangs. Then I'm gonna go for this, but I'm gonna scale that up to about 75 and position that back to about there. Then I'm gonna add this but only bangs, and then I'm gonna add this but only bangs. And I'm gonna make this bangs number 3. There we go. And warm knits, plaid shirts, cozy orange tones. I feel like I actually want to make this hair white. I just feel like a white hair would look quite cool here, so I'm gonna do that. Let's do this and this, and then this and this, this and this. And then when we're incorporating all these really cozy warm orange tones, I feel like it's gonna look really cute. So I'm going to take this scarf for sure. And I also want this cute headband. I always wear this headband when I do this hair combo. Let's just push it down a tiny bit and push it back. I like connecting these 2 hairs up together with that. And then for the actual outfit, we want something warm and cozy, but I still think I want it to be kind of stylish. So I'm going to go for this dress, and I'm gonna go for this bow, and I'm gonna go for this for option number 4. And I'm gonna hop in the changing rooms, and I want the witch sleeves. I'm gonna start coloring what we've got just so that we can see where we're at, and I want a lot of rich warm tones. So where is my favorite? Here it is. I overused this pattern so much when I first started getting back into the game. I loved it so much. I'm gonna go for this one for this, and I'm gonna use the same pattern for the headband as well. And then for this dress, we'll use this for the main part, and then we'll use some of these beige tones here. And I think we'll make most of this silky. And then I want a nice, rich, warm brown. This works really well, actually. I like that tone for that. With this one, I'm just gonna silk that and make that a little bit darker actually. There we go. And then for these sleeves, I think I'm going to use this same pattern and just light silk those. And then for this one, we could use this one again, I guess, and light silk that. And then I think I'll take the Supernova corset, and I have covered up quite a bit of that pattern, so I'm going to bring that back in and light silk that. And then again, we'll bring that warm brown tone in there. There we go. And then we definitely want some tights because it is cold outside, so I'm going to add these to start with. And I'm not going to make them black, I'm just going to make them dark brown. And then I think I'll layer this skirt underneath as well and make that a dark brown. And then add this warmer brown to the edge, and then make that bow that color just to melt it all together. And then I think I need another skirt here to blend these two. So I'm going to go for my trusty old Moongazer skirt. She never fails me. We'll do that and we'll silk that. And then for this part, I think we'll just make it a solid color and silk that. She's looking cute. The shoes, I think I want some boots. I'm kind of feeling these two layered together. So let's do maybe this and then this. And then we'll add some cream tones there and there. And then for these ones, we'll do the same. So we'll do this for the main part of them. And I think for these ones, I'll make them a little bit darker. And then we'll add these cream tones and we'll do some brown for the base and then some cream there. And it is a picnic, so I'm going to add our little picnic basket, and the actual picnic basket can stay lighter. And then for the inside, we'll just do a bunch of rich warm brown tones like this, and then we'll make some of these silky, make some of them foily, and then these can be dark as well and silky. And then we have a tiny bit of time left to add our nails, and we'll just make them a nice rich warm brown color. And I think we look really cute. I really like this outfit. I think we definitely look like we're going for a picnic. So this is the first one. It is very, very cute. With the male body, it is so difficult because we do not have a lot of items. So the layering is a little bit messy on the sleeves and the upper part, but there's not really much else you can do with it, just in my opinion anyway. And with this one, I don't love it. I'm gonna go for a 2. I don't think it's giving pumpkin patch, and I don't think it's giving picnic. It's not my favorite look either, so I'm just gonna go for a 2 and move on. And then this is ours. I think we look super cute. I'm loving this look. I think the white hair was a good choice. I've been loving white hair recently. It's a little bit of a new style for me to go for, but I really like it. Usually for themes like that, I would have gone for a copper hair or a red hair, but I think the white hair adds a nice touch. This is cute. It's definitely giving me picnic, but it's giving me more springtime picnic, and I'm not sure about the bird. So I'm gonna go for a 3 in the middle. Because again, it's picnic, I just don't think it's like autumn pumpkin picnic. This one is cute. I just wish we hadn't used the same pattern everywhere, but it's still a cute outfit. I'm gonna go for a 3 in the middle. We are in a master server, so I am being a little bit more picky with things, a little bit more harsh with my voting. And then this is the final look. I'm just going to skip over this one. It looks like they joined late. And I feel like there's nobody in this server. What has happened? This was the podium. We placed second. So I'm going to say thank you in the chat. And the votes are low, but there's not that many people in the server, really. There were 7 people in that round. We came second with 18 stars, which I am more than happy with. I think this was a super cute outfit. And I'm just going to hope that more people join the server. I have had a few people asking me as well to play together. I do have my joins on, so if you follow me on Roblox and you see me on Dress to Impress, feel free to join my lobby. I'll be more than happy to play with you. I might not always be able to chat if I am recording or if I'm locked in, so if you ask me something and I don't respond, please don't take it personally. I'm probably just locked in or didn't see it. I'm just gonna save this outfit, just save it as that, there we go, and then we'll take everything off. I think I actually want to keep this hair combo on because I want to go for like a white look, I think. So let's hop in here. Let's go to the Valentine's chest. I'm going to take this and I'm going to pat pattern that with this and make that silky. And then, oh, it's that piece it wants me to pattern. I can't pattern that. Then I'll go for this, and then for the bow, we'll just keep that like an off-white. And then we'll go for the leg bandages, and again, we'll just go for white for these. And then I'll take the Sabrina tights number 3, and again, they can be white. Maybe a common theme for this look, but I am going for the angels part of it. I'm gonna take this top, but I'm gonna get rid of these extras, but I'm gonna keep the lace. So I'll do this, and the main part can be white, and we'll make that silky. And then we'll add some cream and some off-white, and then some white. I don't want it all to be the same tone. There's nothing more that not upsets me, but it disappoints when people come out and they've done the angel theme, but everything is just stark white, and you could have just added so much texture with just shades like this. But that's just me, that's just my opinion. If you love using the plain white, more power to you. You do you. So we'll add this, and we'll add a little headpiece. And I think we'll position it downwards and back, so it's kind of just in the head like that. And we'll make this white, and we'll do that, and then we'll do this. Maybe we'll add some more gold in there actually. That's kind of cute. And then for the rest of the outfit, could we use these? I don't like how these sit. When you're posing, they look fine, but just normally, I'm not a huge fan. I'll add this little necklace, and I'm gonna hop out of here and go and do my nails. And that is my makeup, not my nails. That is my hair, not my nails. This is my nails. And I'll just make those an off-white, and then I'll just layer a little bit more on the top. So we'll add this, and we'll do some kind of cream and off-white and do that. And then I definitely want some more on the skirt, and we definitely need our angel wings as well. And I think we'll just do the default for these, and again, we'll just make them off-white. We don't need them to be super duper white. We'll add this bow, and we'll make that cream, and I'll make that silky. And then we'll add this just for a little extra shaping, and we'll add this pattern and silk that. I feel like the lighting has been so strange recently. I don't know whether it's just me, but everything is either way too bright or way too dark. I cannot figure it out. Make that a little bit lighter actually. And then what else can I add here? We still have almost 2 minutes, so we definitely have a little bit of time to make this a little bit more interesting. We could add this choker, maybe this little collar, make that silky, and then add some cream details like that, and then this, and then this. And then I think I want something else on my skirt. I don't want to add too much. My brain is telling me to go for the moon gazer skirt, but I have used that quite a few times already today, but we can use it again. Why not? We'll do that and make that silky, and then we'll do this one and make that silky. I think that's cute. I think that's added what I wanted it to for the shape there. And then I definitely want some more on my head, so I think I'll add these antlers, but just scale them down like that, and then position them further back like that. And I think this is really cute. I think it's nice. I like it. I think there's definitely more things that we could add. I don't want to add the halo because I think that's just a little bit too much. I haven't really got much time to add anything else, but I think this is cute. I like it. So this is the first one down the runway. This is really cute. I'm gonna go for a 3 for this one. I'm assuming the white wings were a stylistic choice with the rest of the outfit being so vampy. This is ours. We just went like the stereotypical, more standard heavenly angel. But I think this is cute. I like this one. And then we have this one. I'm not a huge fan of the Glinda items with the wings. I'm gonna go for a 2 because I can't see many other items there either. So I think it is literally just the dress. Ooh, this is interesting. It's not something that I'd usually go for, but the mix of the white and red hair is super cool. I'm gonna go for a 4. I feel like she's split down the middle with half of her being more like heavenly angel and the other half not being. Ooh, and this is super cool as well. I'm gonna go for a 5 for this one. And then we have this one. I can see the vision. It's a little bit too messy for me. I'm gonna go for a 2. I just feel like we've thrown a ton of items on there and not all of them go together. This one is super interesting as well. I'm gonna go for a 3, only because it looks like it's a bit unfinished. Like we've not got any shoes on here. It would have been higher if we had finished it. And then this is super cool. We have an item adjustment pro here. I'm gonna go for a 5 for this one. Again, I don't think every outfit needs shoes. I just think that one would have been better with just some little pumps or I don't know. Sometimes it looks unfinished with the no shoes. Sometimes it looks fine. Sometimes it looks very noticeably unfinished. I don't know whether you guys agree. But that was the podium. Those 3 I think definitely deserve that. First place got 43 stars, which was insane. We came 5th with 24 stars, which I am more than happy with. 24 stars is a good little number towards our goal. Again, in this lobby, I'm just struggling to find somewhere that the lighting is not so aggressive. I think up here is usually pretty. Again, everything just looks super bright. The lighting recently has been kind of insane. I look like I'm glowing. But I'm going to take all of this off and get ready for the next round. And we get to vote for the next theme. Ooh, I'm kind of feeling Victorian. I think everyone else is as well. Okay, let's hop straight in here and do our makeup. I feel like I'm just going to go for this face. Again, I'm sorry, I'm just alternating between the two. I just like them so much. And I'm going to do this, but I'm going to keep the whole hair, I think. And then I'm going to layer this one, but with no side bangs. And then, is that all I want to layer? But now, that's fine. And I'm going to make this brown. So let's do just that and that. Easiest hair I've ever done. And then I want big sleeves, long dresses. Let's get started. I feel like some of the alphabet skirts would be cute hair. Maybe, I don't know. This dress actually works really well. I like this. And it gives me some more detailing on the sleeves. There's not too much you can do customization wise with this one, but I think it's cute anyway. I'm not going to go for that this time. I'm going to hop in the changing room and see what we have to work with. I feel like we have a lot more dresses now than we did have. I'm going to go for this. I could even go for this. This could be a good call actually, with the super big dress, and maybe even layer this one as well. Hold on, let me cook. That's a bit too much. I guess if we just add boots there, then you won't see that. Maybe if we just add these, they work. Let's start coloring. I want to go for something neutral. Maybe something like this pattern could work here. So for this dress, I want to keep that kind of brown. Again, there's not too much customization I can do with this one. I just kind of wanted it as a base. These sleeves though, I'm loving. I'm gonna make them a dark brown. There we go. And then for this one, can we pattern this? We can. Let's make that silky, and then let's add this a little bit lighter, and then this hanging down. There we go. Loving that lace there. And then for this one, I know we can pattern this, so let's light silk that, and then let's use the same pattern there and light silk that. And then for the sheer fabric, let's go for these brown tones, and then let's go for this, and then let's go for this. No, I want to keep it more cool toned actually. Let's go for that, and then let's actually favorite that shade there. For the heart, you can't see it, so let's just go for that. And then for this, we'll lighten it up with that, why not? And then for this one, we're going to do something very similar. So I'm going to keep these brown tones in here. Let's do that, and then this. I think this actually looks so cute. It's so different to anything I'd usually do for this theme, which is why I love it. For the shoes, I'm just going to go for a dark brown. Can't really see them. They are not the start of this outfit. And then head accessories, we could go for this. Bring that forward a little bit, and let's add this brown pattern on here and light silk that. And then for the rest of it, I guess we could just keep it as it is, like that. And then I'm feeling like some puffier sleeves would be good here, or maybe even this. Is this too much? Am I adding too much now? Maybe, but I'm still adding it. I'm gonna add this pattern to just the whole thing and just see how it looks. No, I don't like that. I prefer it without. I definitely want some more sleeves, so let's hop. Oh, everyone's in those rooms. Never mind. Let's hop over to another changing room that isn't being used, and we have a tiny bit of time left. We have 1 minute, so let's add the magical girl top. I really want this big bow, but let's take off the gem, let's take off the lace, let's take off the details there. And we just want to add these brown tones in here. This, make that a little bit lighter actually, maybe do that. Okay, okay. And then I came in here to add something, but I completely forgot what it was that I wanted to add. Oh, the sleeves. I feel like they look a little bit crazy. I think I prefer it just with these sleeves from the alphabet dress. And then for our nails, let's just make those a dark brown. And then I think this is really cute. I know it's really messy, but I feel like that kind of fashion was a bit messier with all the layers and the ruffles. This is cute. I'm not sure if it's giving me Victorian, but I'm gonna go for a 3. And then this is ours. I hope they like it. I know it's a little bit messy, but again, I do think that the fashion was messier with all the layers and the ruffles and the big dresses. I think this ballet pass dress was such a good addition. This is really cute. This is more of a kind of casual wear, I guess I'd say, for Victorian. Really, really cute. Gonna go for a 4. I would have loved a few more layers, but I still think it's cute. Now this one, we would never have our legs out. We wouldn't have these fishnets on. I'm gonna go for a 2. I think the outfit is super cool. I just don't think it's Victorian, unfortunately. Then we have this one, the cane, the hat, the mustache, everything about this I love. I'm gonna go for a 4. I don't think it's quite a 5. I think I'm saving my 5s for those outfits that are like, wow, incredible. But still a really good outfit. Then we have this one. Loving the umbrella for this one and the hat, super cute. I'm gonna go for a 4 for this one as well. And that face is stunning. She's actually flopped, but she definitely didn't. And then we have this one, again, beautiful. Gonna go for a 4 for this one as well. And then we have this one. I think this top was a really good choice. I'm just not quite sure about this purple. I'm gonna go for a 3. I wish we had a little bit more going on. And then we have this one. Again, I think the dress is just a little bit short, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna go for a 3. The really intense face highlighter as well is throwing me off a little bit. I just felt like the face highlighter was a little bit too bright for that complexion, but again, just a personal thing. We placed second, which I am more than happy with. I'm gonna say thank you in chat. And we got 28 stars, so we tied actually with first and third. I think this outfit was super cute. I think that this little dress for Victorian is such a good addition. I kind of wish I hadn't silked it. I feel like it would have been nicer if it was like that instead. I don't know. I still like it. Again, we still have the clipping with these items, but it's fine. What can you do? So I'm gonna take everything off and get ready for the next round. I'm just so happy that we have been having some more long dresses introduced into the game. I've been saying for so long that we need more flowy long dresses. So I'm really, really happy that we have a little bit more to work with instead of just the same stuff. Silent film star. So I've just looked up silent film star on Pinterest. I'm seeing a lot of feathers. I'm seeing very 20s is what I'm seeing. Again, I'm gonna stick with the same hair. I'm sorry. I just like it a lot. Sue me. I think I'm gonna go for this hair and maybe this hair. Maybe if I scale this down a little bit and mess with this a bit and position it upwards. That's actually really cute. That's actually really nice and I like that. Cool. And then I'm gonna make it very grayscale. Again, silent film star. Everything's in black and white pretty much. So let's go for our little feather here. And we're gonna add some black there. And then the gems can be grey. And then where on earth is the headband? Oh, it's here. My bad. I just can't see anything apparently. Let's do this and then the gems can be dark as well. Okay. I'm just scrolling through some inspo. I'm gonna add a little fan. It's here. There we go. And that can be grey and that can be silky and then the rest can be darker. Here we go. Like that. And then for the actual outfit, the pictures that I'm looking at, I can only see the top half, but I'm gonna do my best here. Let's go for this just as a base. Again, the lighting in here just looks so off at the minute. It never looks like this. I'm gonna go for this and light silk this, and then the rest can just be kind of grey. There we go. And then we're going to take the kiss off of here. And again, this can be a light grey, and then this can all be dark grey and black. There we go. And then I think I'll add these sleeves as well, and I don't want to use the same pattern. I think I'll do this one and just light silk it, and then the lace can be a lighter grey. Not super noticeable, but I think it looks cute. And then maybe even the shawl could be cute here and just keep that black. Okay, and then we want some big jewelry. That's what I'm seeing from the reference images. And some pearls. Oh, these can be cute here actually. Let's go for a light grey for these. Light grey and white. There we go. You can't see them too much under the shawl, but that's okay. And then maybe for the pearls I could add this. If I make that the same pattern and just light silk it. And then add these here. It's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. And then the picture that I'm looking at, she kind of looks like she has almost like a fringy skirt that kind of looks like this. So I'm gonna add this, but I'm gonna make that a tiny bit lighter. And then we'll do this and make that a tiny bit darker. And then the string can be that color as well. Okay, this is actually kind of cute. I'm just gonna go for some black pumps and just do that and that. And then we do have a little bit of time. I'm not quite sure what else I want to add, to be honest. I feel like it's not one that's that extravagant. Just from the images that I'm looking at anyway. I'm sure people will come out and absolutely blow me out of the water with their looks, but maybe I'll just add this, only the flower, and just make that like a dark grey. Maybe just like that, just to add a little bit of extra. And then these pearls would be good. Let's do this and make those grey and black. And then let's add some pearl earrings and make those silver and metallic. I think this is cute. I really like this. I think it is pretty accurate to the references that I'm looking at. Although I have DTIFI'd it and made it a little bit more interesting. I feel like everybody else has gone with the same kind of grey theme as I have. I don't think there's anything else I want to add. I've kept it quite simple. I've not layered too much. The layering's pretty clean actually compared to what I usually do. So a little bit different for me. This is pretty. I like the face. I'm gonna go for a 3. And then this is ours. I do kind of wish we'd made our face a little bit more grey just to match with the vibe, but I still think it works. I still think we look really cute. That's the prompt actually as well. Black and white elegance with old Hollywood glamour. I didn't even look at that. We have this one. This is cute. I'm gonna go for a 3 for this one as well. And then we have this one. This one isn't my favorite. I'm gonna go for a 2. I don't think the face is accurate for that. I guess you can have silent film now in 2025, but I think the rest of the server kind of went for earlier on. I'm gonna go for a 4 for this one. Super cute. And this one is really pretty. I love this little shawl that she has. I wish that I had that. I'm gonna go for a 4 for this one, I think. Very, very simple, but very pretty, very effective. And then we have this one. Again, I'm gonna go for a 4 for this one. This is stunning. I love the hair for this one as well. And then this is the final look. It looks like they joined late, which is totally fine. We'll just skip over them and I'm sure they'll give us something really cool to vote next round. I do actually love the hair, so I'm gonna go for a 2 for this actually. I know that the hair is all they have on, but I think they deserve at least a star for the hair they put on. And this was a podium. We placed 3rd, which I am really, really happy with. I'm gonna say thank you in chat. We came 3rd with 22 stars. Okay, someone has their voice chat on and I don't know how else to describe this other than they are blasting Grease Tell Me More down the mic. I have it set so that my recording software doesn't capture my game audio because obviously I add my own kind of backing music afterwards anyway. But that was quite amusing but quite distracting as well. I have muted them. Sorry Diva, enjoy your Grease music. This round's theme is Sleepy Sunday. So I'm gonna hop over here and do we change up the face? We'll change it up. Why not? I don't want people getting mad at me in the comments. I know some of you really don't like when I keep using the same faces. So I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I like what I like. I think we'll make this one blonde and I'm thinking we'll go for a pink look this time. I do also love layering this hair as well. We do that and then, oh, I've just colored the wrong thing. Oh, I can't color anything else. How strange. Let's get rid of that actually. We could maybe add this one then and do this and this. That kind of works. That's cute. And then I'm gonna put my glasses on and just have them kind of down my nose. It's a lazy Sunday. We don't have time for contact lenses or anything like that. So I'm just gonna chuck those on. And then I'm gonna go for this dress here. And I can never remember which toggle it is. This one. So we're gonna go for this and we're gonna go for pink hair and make that silky. And then the fur can be kind of an off-white. And then this can be pink. But do we have a cute pink pattern I can use here? That just went red. No, we can't pattern that. Never mind. So I'll make that silky as well. And then what else can we add here? What else can we layer? That doesn't really layer. This kind of layers, but I don't love that. This doesn't really layer either. I guess we can layer this underneath. Why not? So we'll do that and we'll make that white and we'll add a light silk to it. And then I'm going to hop into the changing rooms and I'm going to go to the Valentine's chest and add the leg bandages just for a little bit extra of something interesting. And we'll make them a little bit darker and we'll add this but only the ribbon. And I think we'll just make that like an off-white like that. And then we definitely need to accessorize this to make it interesting. So maybe we'll add these but just the socks. And then if we add the leg warmers and then if we add the bunny slippers as well. I think that's such a cute combo. I love it so much. I don't use it enough, but it is a really, really cute combo. I might even use this pattern here and light silk them. And then the socks can be this light pink. And then the little bunny slippers can just be white with some pink detailing like that. I think that's cute. And then if we add the little sheep plushie, we have him off to the side and he can be pink as well with a little white tummy. And then his hair can be pink and then his face can just stay as it is. And then his ruff can be pink and then we'll add some pink to his collar like this and then make that a little bit darker maybe. And then I think the ruff actually, if we do that, and then the belt can be golden. I think that's really cute actually. I really like that. And then what else can we do here? I guess we could add this and just the sleeves and make those light pink just for some detailing. It makes the arms look sparkly, which I think is so cute. And then we could maybe add this top. You can't really see it. It doesn't really add much. Although it adds the jewelry there. So I guess we'll do that. We'll just make that pink and then these can be white. And then there's not too much else that I want to add. Maybe I could add the Sabrina tights and just make them white. Number 3 and then do that, that and that. That looks cute. And then we can add something around the neck. So let's hop over here and maybe just this little necktie would be kind of cute. And if we make that this pattern and then light silk that. And then you can't really see any earrings, so I'm not going to add those, but we can add these little bows and we can make those pink and make those silky. And then there's nothing else really that I want to add from here. It is a super simple outfit, but you know what? I love a simple theme sometimes. I know some people hate them, but I feel like when you've had a really intensive theme after theme after theme, where you've really had to lock in and really had to think about what you're doing, having a pretty simple theme like this, I just think is so nice. It's a little refresh. But this is our outfit for Sleepy Sunday. I think we look super cute. So this is the first one. Personally, I won't be wearing leather around the house. I'm gonna go for a 3. Leather doesn't give me sleepy, leather gives me uncomfortable, but that's just me. And then this is ours. I wish we had the top model robe. I feel like it would be so cute for these themes. But this is our outfit and I hope that they like it. I do love this little sheep plushie. I know that they replaced it because the original Jester one was allegedly stolen, but I think the new one is so much cuter. This is cute. I'm gonna go for a 3. I'm not too sure on some of the bright pink coloring, but overall I think it's decent. Gonna go for a 3 in the middle. And then we have a duo. I'm gonna go for a 4 for this duo. I think I would have voted them separately maybe 2s and 3s, so I'll give them a 4 together. And then we have this one. The striped socks was such a good addition there. I'm gonna go for a 4 for this. It's very simple but very, very cute. She said, I see it isn't really sleepy. I don't know what she means. I think her outfit looks sleepy. I think it's very on theme. It's cute. Then we have this one. We have the robe. We have the new sleeves. Super cute. Gonna go for a 4 for this one as well. The only thing throwing me off is this cup just randomly here. I feel like I would have given it a 5 if we didn't have that, because it's making the sleeves kind of cut in strangely. And this was a podium. We placed second, which I am more than happy with. I'm gonna say thank you in the chat. We came second with 23 stars, which is great. I'm loving that. And we are getting closer and closer towards our goal. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. If you aren't already, please consider subscribing. It really, really helps me out, and it means you'll never miss any more videos like this from me again. But with all that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!